Welcome back to Bao News Network. We're actually tracking the movement of Tropical Storm Grace as it makes its way over the island of Jamaica, heading towards Grand Cayman. As you can see, this system is actually picking up quite a bit of steam, and it's actually on put a high alert for hurricane watch for the Mexican coast along Cancun region. But right now, it is battering the Jamaica at this particular time. We can actually see the exact position of this storm. It's just off the north coast of Jamaica. By now, it's probably a lot closer to Montego Bay, somewhere between Falmouth and Montego Bay. It's moving at 15 miles per hour, and this was the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. The position was 18.5 north, 77.5 west. And as we take a closer look, also we can take a look at the circulation of this storm, and we can actually see the motion as it's making its way over the north, embodying pretty much the entire island of Jamaica. So our hearts and our prayers are going up to all of the Jamaicans who are bearing the brunt of this storm as it moves across. Unfortunately, the most brutal part of the storm will be on the northeast side as well as the eastern side. Even if it's breaking up a little bit and disintegrating as a result of the mountain peaks of Jamaica. But we do anticipate that it will reorganize and re-strengthen prior to impact for the Cayman Islands. But we've been taking a closer look at this storm, and as it makes its way across, we're seeing quite a few bands of very, very severe thunderstorm activity, lightning activity popping in. One interesting note that we did note was on this GEOS satellite imagery, where you look at what's called the water vapor channel, and we see a lot of, as it moves across the north coast, you can actually see a spurt of water vapor trail on the south coast of Jamaica near Kingston. So anticipated that just recently there was more of a burst of tremendous thunderstorm activity on the south coast, even though the center of circulation based on what's provided by the National Hurricane Center is actually on the north coast of Jamaica. And this is just to give you an idea of how strong this system is as it makes its way across the island of Jamaica, heading towards Grand Cayman. The miles per hour right now are about 50 miles per hour maximum sustained winds, but I can only imagine based on how it's actually seems to be actually strengthening as it makes its way across the island. The pressure has remained the same at about 1,005 millibars, but we are seeing, just by looking at the cyclonic development of the bands, and yes, as you can see, this storm is a very wide tropical storm. It's still impacting, believe it or not, the west coast of Haiti, while the center of circulation is actually over the north coast, somewhere between Falmouth and Montego Bay. So as you can see, there's squall bands that are still pounding the residents of Haiti with severe tropical storm winds, coupled with heavy thunderstorms, as well as possibly even hail in some cases. But as we can see, the island of Jamaica unfortunately is taking the brunt of this storm at this time, and we are praying that there's not significant flooding and torrential rain to the point where loss of life as a result of mudslides and so forth. So we are taking a closer look at this system, continuing to monitor it as it makes its way across the island of Jamaica. At this particular time, we do have to let our subscribers in Grand Cayman, the Cayman Islands, know that they should prepare for a significant amount of bad weather as this system makes its way across. We anticipate that it will be a little bit more organized as it exits over to open water and starts to feed on the energy of that warm water as it progresses towards the coastline of Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula. But as we can see from the track here, we can clearly see that this system is on a direct path most likely it's going to start impacting on Wednesday afternoon. The island of Cancun will um, start to feel the effects on possibly as early as the afternoon on Wednesday. Hurricane force winds, and it is slated to strengthen into possibly a hurricane by Wednesday morning, which is bad news for the residents of the Cayman Islands as well as for residents on the southwest coast of Cuba, because they will be actually feeling the outer squalls, which can often bring a tremendous amount of rainfall in the region. So we wanted to prepare this special update so that we can definitely keep our hearts and our thoughts in mind for the residents of Jamaica as they wrestle through and this torrential rain as well as thunderstorm activity, tropical storm winds. Some of the reports that we're seeing coming out of the island now, especially severe flooding in the region of Harbor View near Kingston, and also different video coming in from independent journalists in Jamaica as a result of significant amount of flooding and tremendous rain. If we recall from just the outer squalls that were impacting Ada and Iota for the last hurricane season 2020, Jamaica suffered a tremendous amount of flooding. Many roads were washed out and there was loss of life. So we are praying that based on the imagery here that it's not as severe as it looks, but we are thinking and we are holding all Jamaicans in our thoughts, and we're hoping that as it approaches the Cayman Islands with possibly hurricane force winds, they will actually be prepared, and then the next stop will be Cancun, based on the projections from the National Hurricane Center. So this has been a latest BOW Headline News Report. Thank you for tuning in to BOW's News Network. We will continue to monitor the movement of Tropical Storm Grace as it makes its way across. Of course, there are two other systems we're monitoring at this particular time. Tropical Depression Fred has been slowly winding down, but it's bringing a significant amount of tremendous rainfall to the region of northern Georgia as it makes its way into Tennessee. And then there's Tropical Storm Henri, which is actually at about 50 miles per hour maximum sustained winds just south of Bermuda, but its current track looks like almost like a half circle counterclockwise turn along the Atlantic coast into the region, parallel to the states, northeast states. So thank you for watching BOW News Network. As always, we'll continue to monitor the situation with Tropical Storm Grace, and hit that notification bell or like button if you like this video, so that it can reach out to as many people as possible who may need to have this information to prepare for the storm, soon to be possibly hurricane, as it makes its way towards the Yucatan Peninsula and Cancun and that region, and then it will reemerge into the Gulf of Mexico and then have another hit onto to Mexico. Well, thank you for watching, and always remember to bow to the weather and have a great day.